Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something real today. Life is not designed to be easy. If it were easy, everybody would win. Everybody would be successful. Everybody would live their dreams. But that's not how it works. Life is a test, and the answers are revealed by how strong you stay, how calm you remain, and how patient you become when things don't go your way. Being strong does not mean you never get tired. It does not mean you don't feel pain, fear, or disappointment. Strength means you get up anyway. It means you keep moving when your feelings tell you to quit. Some days you're going to feel weak, but hear me clearly, feeling weak does not make you weak. Quitting does. Strength is developed in those moments when nobody is clapping for you, when nobody sees your struggle, when all you have left is your faith and your will to keep going. Now let's talk about being calm. Calm people win more battles than angry people ever will. When you lose your temper, you lose control, and when you lose control, you give your power away. Life will test you with people, delays, disappointments, and unexpected problems. You can't control all of that, but you can control how you respond. Calmness is not weakness. Calmness is confidence. It says, I trust myself enough not to panic. Being calm allows you to think clearly. It allows you to make better decisions. It allows you to see opportunities where others only see problems. The moment you stop reacting emotionally to everything, life starts respecting you differently. Peace is a weapon, and calm is how you use it. Strength is built in silence, not in comfort, and most people never understand this because they think strength comes from loud victories, public applause, or easy wins. Real strength is formed when nobody knows what you're dealing with, when you wake up every day carrying pressure, disappointment, and unanswered prayers, yet you still choose to move forward. It's developed in those quiet moments when you feel overlooked, underestimated, or exhausted, but you refuse to let life defeat you. Strength grows when you learn how to stand alone without complaining, without explaining, and without giving up on yourself. Comfort will never make you stronger. Comfort makes you settle. Comfort convinces you that where you are is good enough, even when deep down you know you were created for more. Growth demands discomfort. Every level you want to reach requires you to stretch beyond what feels safe and familiar. When life pushes you out of your comfort zone, it's not punishing you, it's preparing you. The pressure you feel is not meant to break you, it's meant to build muscle in your character. Silence plays a powerful role in strength because silence forces you to confront yourself. When there's no noise, no distractions, no opinions from others, you come face to face with your fears and your doubts. That's where strength is either formed or forfeited. In silence, you learn discipline. You learn patience. You learn how to control your emotions instead of letting them control you. Strong people don't announce every struggle they face. They handle their battles privately and let their results speak publicly. There will be moments when you want to explain your situation, defend your choices, or prove your worth to people who doubt you. Strength teaches you that not every response deserves your energy. Sometimes the strongest move you can make is to stay quiet and keep working. People don't need to understand your journey. They just need to watch what happens when you refuse to quit. Strength is also built when you endure pain without becoming bitter. Life will hurt you. People will disappoint you. Plans will fail. Dreams will take longer than expected. What matters is what you become during those moments. Weakness complains. Strength adapts. Weakness blames. Strength takes responsibility. Every setback is an opportunity to grow tougher, wiser, and more focused, but only if you choose not to let it harden your heart. You don't become strong by avoiding hard situations. You become strong by surviving them. Every time you keep going when it would be easier to stop, you add another layer to your resilience. Every time you resist the urge to quit, you prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you thought. Strength compounds over time, built through small decisions made consistently in difficult moments. When you stop looking for comfort and start accepting the challenge, something shifts inside you. You develop confidence that doesn't depend on approval. You gain peace that doesn't depend on circumstances. You walk differently because you know what you've survived. Silence, struggle, and persistence shape a strength that no one can take from you. That kind of strength doesn't fade when things get hard. It shows up precisely because things got hard. Calm is a decision, not a personality trait, and that's something most people don't realize. People think some are born calm and others are born reactive, but calmness is actually a skill you develop through awareness and discipline. Life will constantly test your nerves. Situations won't always go as planned. People will misunderstand you, disrespect you, and sometimes intentionally try to provoke you. In those moments, calm becomes a choice. You either allow the situation to control your emotions, or you take control of yourself. When you stay calm, you keep your power. The fastest way to lose control of your life is to lose control of your emotions. Anger feels strong, but it is actually a weakness when it dictates your actions. Calm allows you to think clearly when pressure is high. It gives you the ability to see the bigger picture instead of reacting to the moment. Many people ruin relationships, opportunities, and even their future because they respond emotionally instead of wisely. Remaining calm does not mean you accept disrespect or ignore problems. It means you address situations with clarity rather than chaos. Calm people still take action, but they act with purpose instead of impulse. They speak when it's necessary and stay silent when silence protects their peace. They don't rush decisions, and they don't allow temporary emotions to create permanent damage. One of the greatest advantages of calmness is that it confuses negativity. When someone expects a reaction and doesn't get one, they lose their leverage. Calmness disarms conflict. It shows maturity, confidence, and self-respect. You don't need to raise your voice to prove your strength. The loudest message is often delivered through controlled silence and steady behavior. Calm also helps you endure uncertainty. Life doesn't always give clear answers. Sometimes you're waiting, hoping, and trusting without knowing how things will turn out. Panic won't speed up the process. Worry won't change the outcome. Calm allows you to breathe through uncertainty and trust that clarity will come in time. It helps you stay grounded while everything around you feels unstable. Developing calm requires practice. You won't master it overnight. There will be moments when you slip, react, and regret it later. The key is awareness. The moment you notice your emotions rising, you pause. That pause is powerful. In that pause, you regain control. You choose how you want to show up. Over time, those pauses turn into habits, and those habits turn into strength. Calm people move differently in life. They don't rush success. They don't chase validation. They don't let setbacks shake their identity. They understand that storms are temporary, but character is permanent. By choosing calm repeatedly, you build a mindset that protects your peace and sharpens your judgment. That calm becomes your advantage, guiding you through challenges with clarity and quiet confidence. Patience is faith in motion, even when nothing around you seems to be moving. It is the ability to keep believing, keep preparing, and keep showing up while results are delayed. Most people don't struggle with effort. They struggle with waiting. They want progress to be fast and visible, and when it's not, they assume something is wrong. Patience teaches you that growth is often happening in places you can't see yet. Waiting can feel uncomfortable, frustrating, and sometimes even painful. You begin to question your direction, your decisions, and yourself. But patience reminds you that delay is not a sign of failure. Many times it is a sign of preparation. Life is aligning people, lessons, and experiences so that when your moment arrives, you can handle it without losing yourself. Rushing the process often leads to short-lived success or unnecessary struggle. Patience requires trust in timing, trust in your effort, and trust that consistency will eventually produce results. You don't plant a seed today and expect fruit tomorrow. You water it, protect it, and give it time to grow. In the same way, your dreams need time, care, and resilience. Every day you stay committed, even when progress feels invisible, you are strengthening your foundation. Impatience pushes people to quit too early or make desperate decisions. It leads to shortcuts that compromise integrity and long-term stability. Patience, on the other hand, builds character. It teaches discipline and self-control. It helps you understand that not everything is meant to happen at once. Some lessons must be learned slowly so they stay with you permanently. There will be moments when you see others achieving what you desire, and comparison will test your patience. You may wonder why it's happening for them and not for you. Patience reminds you that everyone's journey is different. What looks like overnight success is often the result of years of unseen work. Comparing your timeline to someone else's only steals your peace and weakens your focus. Patience also strengthens your emotional resilience. It teaches you how to remain steady during uncertainty. When you learn to wait without frustration, you gain control over your emotions instead of letting circumstances dictate your mood. This inner stability allows you to make wiser decisions and avoid unnecessary stress. Staying patient doesn't mean being passive. It means continuing to work, learn, and improve while you wait. It means trusting the process while doing your part consistently. Every small step matters even when it feels insignificant. Over time, those steps compound into progress you can finally see. Patience transforms waiting into preparation. It allows you to grow into the person capable of sustaining the success you desire. When the opportunity finally arrives, patience ensures you don't just reach it, you're ready to keep it. Control your response, not the situation, because most of what happens in life is outside your control. You cannot control people's opinions, their actions, or the unexpected challenges that appear without warning. Life will throw problems at you that you didn't plan for and didn't ask for. But what you always have control over is how you respond. That response is where your true power lies. Many people waste energy trying to change things they can't change. They argue with reality, replay situations in their minds, and carry frustration that slowly drains their peace. The moment you accept that you can't control everything, you free yourself. Acceptance is not giving up, it's gaining clarity. It allows you to focus on what actually matters, your mindset, your behavior, and your next move. Your response determines whether a situation makes you better or bitter. Two people can face the same problem and come out completely different, not because of the situation itself, but because of how they chose to respond. When you react emotionally, you often make decisions you later regret. When you respond thoughtfully, you turn challenges into lessons instead of wounds. Controlling your response requires awareness. You have to recognize when emotions are rising and pause before acting. That pause is powerful. It creates space between the problem and your reaction. In that space, you regain control. You choose patience over anger, understanding over judgment, and action over complaint. Over time, this ability becomes a habit, and that habit shapes your character. Life will test you with unfairness. People may blame you for things that aren't your fault. Plans may fall apart even when you did everything right. If you allow these moments to define you, you give them power over your future. But when you choose a calm and intentional response, you protect your peace and your purpose. Your response also influences the people around you. When you remain composed under pressure, you become a source of stability for others. Your calm reassures them. Your clarity guides them. Leadership is not about controlling circumstances. It's about controlling yourself when circumstances are challenging. By focusing on your response, you stop playing the victim and start acting as the author of your life. You understand that while you can't always choose what happens, you can always choose how you show up. That choice determines the quality of your relationships, the direction of your growth, and the strength of your character. Mastering your response doesn't make life easier, but it makes you stronger. It keeps you grounded when things are uncertain and focused when things are chaotic. Over time, this discipline becomes your greatest advantage, allowing you to move through life with resilience, wisdom, and confidence. Growth happens when you trust the process, even when the process doesn't make sense. Most people want progress to be clear, fast, and predictable, but real growth is rarely like that. It's messy, uncomfortable, and often confusing. You take steps without seeing immediate results, and you wonder if your effort is even worth it. Trusting the process means continuing anyway, believing that what you're doing today is shaping who you're becoming tomorrow. The process teaches you lessons that success alone never could. If everything worked out quickly, you would skip the development stage. And without development, success becomes dangerous. The process builds patience, discipline, and humility. It strengthens your mindset so that when results finally arrive, you're mentally prepared to handle them. What you go through on the way to your goals matters just as much as reaching them. There will be times when the process feels unfair. You may be doing everything right and still not seeing progress. That's when doubt creeps in. You start questioning your path, your decisions, and sometimes your abilities. Trusting the process means understanding that effort is never wasted, even when it feels invisible. Every challenge is shaping your character, sharpening your skills, and teaching you something you'll need later. The process also forces you to slow down and pay attention. It helps you identify your weaknesses and work on them instead of hiding from them. Growth isn't about being perfect. It's about becoming better. The process exposes what needs to change so you can improve in ways you never would have if everything came easily. When you trust the process, you stop comparing your progress to others. You realize that everyone has a different journey and a different timeline. Comparison only distracts you and steals your motivation. The process is personal. It's designed specifically for you, based on what you need to learn and how you need to grow. Trusting it means focusing on your lane and committing to your own development. The process also builds resilience. You learn how to handle setbacks without losing confidence. You learn how to adapt when plans fail and how to keep moving when motivation fades. Over time, you realize that the process itself is what makes you strong enough to sustain long-term success. Without it, success would feel overwhelming instead of rewarding. Trusting the process doesn't mean being passive or careless. It means showing up consistently, doing the work, and staying committed even when progress feels slow. It means believing that each step, no matter how small, is contributing to something bigger. When you trust the process, you allow growth to happen naturally, steadily shaping you into a stronger, wiser, and more capable version of yourself. Discipline today creates peace tomorrow. And most people don't connect the two because discipline feels hard in the moment while peace feels far away. Discipline requires saying no when it would be easier to say yes, staying consistent when motivation disappears, and choosing responsibility over comfort. It demands effort, focus, and self-control, especially on days when you feel tired or unmotivated. But every disciplined choice you make is an investment in a calmer, more stable future. When you avoid discipline, life becomes chaotic. Problems pile up, stress increases, and you feel like you're constantly reacting instead of leading your life. Lack of discipline doesn't make life easier, it makes it heavier. Discipline, on the other hand, simplifies your life. It creates structure, routine, and clarity. You know what needs to be done, and you do it without negotiating with yourself every day. Discipline builds trust with yourself. Every time you keep a promise you made to yourself, your confidence grows. You begin to believe in your ability to follow through. That self-trust becomes a source of inner peace because you're no longer fighting yourself. You're aligned with your goals, your values, and your actions. Peace comes from knowing you're doing what you're supposed to do, even when no one is watching. Daily discipline protects you from future stress. When you manage your time, your finances, your health, and your mindset with discipline, you prevent many problems before they even start. Small, consistent actions reduce anxiety because you're prepared instead of panicking. You're proactive instead of reactive. That preparation creates a sense of calm that carries into every area of your life. Discipline also strengthens emotional stability. When you're disciplined, you don't let temporary feelings control your decisions. You understand that emotions change, but